got the stream live and going. Let's go. So I'm gonna share that now on the mobile chat.
This lecture is brought to you by Out Kotlin.
Oh my god, why do you sound like that? Go back to being online. I'm kidding. Hope it wasn't recording. It's not a good face for me. Alright, did he send the link?
I did.
Okay.
Alright.
It's the very beginning. Alright.
Cool. I guess we're ready to start. You ready to start? Am I ready to start? Yes. I guess we're ready to start. Okay. All right. Thank you all so much for your patience and for waiting on us. Yes. Well, welcome everyone to the first workshop of the semester for mobile development. Hi. Let's go. Yes. Thank you all so much for coming. We really appreciate you being here. Yeah, we have a lot of fun stuff to cover, and let's just jump right into it. So, this is the agenda of what we have here today. We have who are we? Y'all might be wondering if you haven't been here before. Who exactly are we? We'll go through an introduction of what exactly mobile development is for those who are not 100% aware. What we have planned for this semester. An intro to, maybe you all know what the language we're using this is, but, we're going to keep it a secret for now. And yeah, and then we'll be going through a little tour of Android Studio. And yeah.
Let's get started, guys.
Let's do it. So, what's up? So my name is Azar Ali. I am a senior here at FIU, and this is actually my last semester here at FIU. I am yes, very sad. I am a computer science, and as of this semester, I'm no longer a mathematics major because I want to graduate. So I'm now a computer science minor, and I am. A few of these things have to change actually because that's meta now. So yeah, meta. I'll be starting work there once I graduate. Yeah, and I'm an Android developer. So that's why I love teaching Android development. And yeah, very, very fun fact. Maybe it's fun for some, maybe not fun for others. I do like the Emoji Movie. I'm just gonna leave that there. And yes, I've been planning a Java course for the past 2 years or so. Since last fall, 2020, I've been working on it, and these have been the free trials for all of you to see what that course would be like. So when it does come out, please buy it. It's gonna, it will allow for you to become at least 16 figures. It's not. Mike isn't saying it's a pyramid scheme. I want to be very clear that it's from the bottom. It's actually opposite. So once you start with it, then you actually have all the opportunities. So yeah, but that's all about me.
Alrighty, guys. Hello. I'm Kunzana Nari, and I'm a senior at FIU as well. It's my last year at FIU now, sadly, and my probably last year as a tech lead, last semester as a tech lead. So yeah. And I'm a computer science BS major here at FIU, right? And I'm an Android developer as well. Java developer for sure. I might be switching to something else, don't know. Fun fact, why? Fun fact, I do speak 6 languages, learning the 7th one right now. Not programming languages, human languages, just to be clear. Sorry?
Do you speak French, Spanish?
I don't, none of those. A lot of Asian languages. Yeah, I do want to learn the European languages, but hopefully someday I can,
You speak like Hindi? Oh, wait.
Yeah, Hindi, Urdu, Sindhi, Punjabi.
Okay, and also, I want to see what the Muslims speak, but I don't know what's in
Arabic.
Arabic. Oh, Arabic, yeah.
That's the one I'm learning. Yeah. Alrighty. Alrighty, so what is mobile development, right? So basically, when we say generally, a mobile development is literally developing any applications for mobiles, watches, smartwatches, or any kind of wearable or portable devices, right? Like phones or watches, Android or iOS, Apple Watches, anything literally, whichever can run on it, right? Yeah. So why you should go into mobile development or do mobile development, right? So the average salary of an Android developer in United States, because we live here, right, is about 120,000 per year. While the average salary for a web developer is $73,000. That's like the average. It could vary definitely from company to company, from your position to position, what level you are at. This is we're not saying don't go for web development. We're just saying why you should come to mobile development,
we
right?
Don't want any hate from any web dev.
Yeah.
Like, Thomas, don't text me later and say, we shame web dev. These are facts. You can find them online.
Yeah, we do teach web development here too at GDSC, please do come there as well and see whatever you like, right? Alrighty, so I'll go through a little bit about types of mobile development. Does anyone familiar with any types of mobile development here?
I would say iOS development and Android development, but I'm looking about if I'm wrong. So.
Okay, and you took your hand up?
Yeah, Android development, iOS.
Yeah, okay, that's part of it.
And also,
Definitely.
Also, by the way, it's also underrated. UWP, basically universal platform development.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Yeah.
That's part of it, definitely. All right,
Good
so
answers.
there's definitely great answers. There are two major types. When we come to types, it's very broad in a way. There's your native development and then there's your cross-platform development, right? Native is basically for specific type of, platforms. Like for Android, you would be only coding in a language which works for Android applications. Whereas when you're working for Apple or iOS applications, that's going to be completely different platform you'll be using to develop that specific application, which will only run in iOS or which will only run in Android, and so forth, right? Whereas cross-platform development is where you might use a language or a platform to develop application for Android and iOS. So you don't have to have two different code bases. You can just have one and run your application smoothly. But definitely, they do have pros and cons separately, which my co-lead would go through real fast.
Yes. So there are pros and cons, between doing both. Yeah, it's focused on you. I mean, you're the prettier one, so hello. Yeah, so there's two main differences. So, as Kunza had mentioned, there is cross-platform development, which allows for you to create applications for both iOS and Android, which sounds amazing, right? You don't have to rewrite two different apps to make the same thing. But what is the drawback to that? Performance. Performance if you want to use things related to the hardware, right? If you want to get more access to the camera, or if you want to use more access for Bluetooth or any of these other things, or if you want to do multi-threading, that's currently, it's still focused on you. Hello.
Okay. I didn't know it was moving.
Testing. Okay. Okay. Cool beans. So anyway, yeah. For actually what we're working on my senior project, we actually are having an issue. We were doing a Flutter project, but we need to do multi-threading for the project. But there's actually running into an issue of, there is a way to do multi-threading, but not easily. But whereas if you were to do each app natively, it's a lot easier and a lot more powerful. So that's a huge plus for native development, and also when running UI or also these sorts of little things that add to the user experience, you get a much cleaner experience, which at the end of the day could, depending on your app, could make or break it. So yeah, basically cross-platform is convenience and native is improved user experience. Cross-platform, easier for us, the developers, and then native development easier for the the people. Yeah. So yeah.
Alrighty. So, does anyone want to guess what language are we using this semester? Half of it is correct. That's all I will say. Please leave. You're in the wrong meeting. Swift.
I want to say Flutter, but I think that's wrong.
Flutter's right.
You know it's Google.
It is Google. You are
It
on the
is.
right track. That's better than Python.
Yes.
You're on the right track.
Definitely not Kunza. It's not a language yet, but we will be
Yes.
developing that. We're working on it. Yes. Yes. Perfect. Who would have guessed, right?
Our president.
Like that would have been kind of sad if our president didn't know, but But yes, so we will be using Kotlin. Last semester we did Java. Our videos are up if you guys want to see the comparison of it or however you like it. Test out the languages and see what you like. But this is the new hot language for Android development, which industries will be moving to. We will be telling you about it in a little bit. Alrighty. So, what will we be doing here? No idea? Okay. Android development. In case anyone missed the point, we'll be doing Android development here, right? All right. So one of the biggest reasons for us to do Android development is that worldwide, we have 2.5 billion Android users worldwide, right? I mean, that's a good enough reason for us to make Android applications, right? Like, I'm one of those users. And then these are all the places where Android is being used. Majorly in Asia, it's been used by many people. Apple or iOS devices are barely ever used there. So, yeah, you can just see, why Android development and what. Thank you. I didn't realize. All right. So as I said, there is insane market for Android. And how will we be teaching you guys the skills to be making 16-figure in no time, right? It was 14-figure last semester because it was Java. It's 16 figures because it's Kotlin, right? And the fact they speak 6 languages, but Okay, so that's where we come in and get you guys from 0 figures or 14 figures if you guys joined us last semester to 16 figures now.
Yeah, you all need
Right?
a couple extra assets. If crypto's not making it for you,
Please, applause for yourself.
and embarking on this journey with us, yes.
Yes. All right, so mobile development community here with GDSC. So what we'll be offering this semester, it's very similar to last semester, but a little different. We'll be doing bi-weekly workshops, so one this Wednesday, and then there will be one a week after Wednesday, right? We will be doing office hours. There will be a little difference. I will be telling you guys about it. And then we'll be doing project mentorship and Kotlin tutoring. Sorry. So for people who are very new to Kotlin, don't know about Kotlin, have never seen anything in Kotlin, we will be holding your hands, teach you through it if you come to our office hours, basically. All right, so our developer community meetings. So we have our meetings bi-weekly, once every 2 weeks on Wednesdays, 6 p.m. It will vary if it's an hour or hour and a half long meetings, depending on the content. And next meeting would be on Wednesday, 16th of February at 6 p.m. All right, so what to expect in this semester? I will leave it to my co-lead to explain what we're going to be going through.
Yes, so we have a huge packed curriculum this semester, to get to the 16 figures. So with the workshop that we have planned today, we have, describing, what we did before, get a little bit into what exactly mobile development is. And as, Kotlin is sort of a new language for, I would assume, for most FIU students. We'll go through, a little bit into Kotlin and showing how Android Studio works. We will be then going through next session, how to make proper apps using the latest technology called Jetpack Compose, which, I'll show later on. And then, and bringing your apps to life, essentially. Then we'll be building more advanced applications in the next workshop, in Workshop 3, which is on March 9th. We'll be then on the Workshop 4, showing you all how to work with APIs, because APIs are so important. That's how you get information from any company or from, whether you're working, for an employer or whatnot. That gives you the actual information to put into your application. So it's super important to know how to be able to do this. And we'll be showing you how to use this, or do it using Retrofit, which is a super new, super clean way of working with APIs. Then we'll be, on the workshop after that, we'll be showing you all how to use the nicest, or one of the best ways, or easy ways to work with databases and, user authentication and all sorts of cool things that you need for your application using Firebase. And then finally, for those who are engaging with our mobile dev project / solution challenge incubator, we will have a special event for you all to show off your projects to everyone else at our very last workshop on April the 20th. And yeah, by the way, does anyone have any questions so far about anything we have discussed so far? Could be also like what our names are or anything.
Typically, how long are the meetings?
Typically should be about an hour and a half to 2 hours max. We'll try to keep it not more than 2 hours. Yeah. So our ending like from 6 to 7:30 to 8ish. Yeah. Yeah.
Any other questions?
Yeah, that's a good question.
All right.
Cool.
So office hours, right? I did mention a little bit about it earlier. Let me tell you guys a little more about it. So we'll be doing a weekly basis office hours. This semester we're only going to be doing it once a week, because twice a week is a little too much for our packed semester. So we'll be doing our office hours on Mondays from 3:30 to 5 p.m. It is open for everyone in our mobile community at PG6 advising rooms. We always do post a reminder on our Discord in the mobile dev chat. So please do keep your eye out for it.
And if you all are not in the Discord already, is anyone here not in the Discord? Okay, good. So we have our mobile dev channel, specifically in the dev community section. Please, if you also have not signed up for the mobile dev, if you have not specifically signed up for the mobile dev community on our Discord using the role system, there's a dev community section near the about section on the Discord where you'll be able to do that. If you all have any questions on how to be able to sign up for the mobile dev community, please feel free to message Kunza or I on the Discord.
Alrighty, perfect. So now that I mentioned when our office hours is, why are we hosting office hours, right? It's basically, it's to serve you guys as a helping hand, right? Either for the project you will be doing for Google Solution Challenge, or you need any assistance with Kotlin you don't understand, your Android Studio is not working, or you have any crashes in your code and you need a second eye, or you need help with something, we're here with you. We'll be looking at your problems, helping you out with it, holding your hand through it, right? And then if you have any issues with, like, okay, here we said assignments, which is basically for Java assignments. If you have any issues with that, we have knowledge on that too, which will be able to help. But our priority would be our mobile and project that we'll be going with, right? And once again, attendance is not mandatory for office hours, but we will be giving points. I will be explaining the point system in a little bit, right? These will be bonus points for attending the office hours, right? Okay. No, you're good. So for your hard work that you'll be doing in our community, we also have points, right? Come on, guys. I need the chair. Alrighty. So how do we earn the point? How do we earn the points and why? Right? So the point system, how it works, is very simple. Your attendance to our mobile community, or whenever you attend our meetings, it's 5 points each community, basically. So today you attended, you guys will be getting your 5 points. And then completing the project with all the specification we'll be giving you would be 70 points. So we will give you out a rubric for that. So once again, as you're completing stuff, you will be getting points from it. And then your bonus points will be by attending the office hours. Once again, office hours are not only in person, but virtual as well. We do have a channel, voice channel for it, called Mobile Dev Office Hours, I believe, or meetings. You guys can always join that with us on the specific day and time, which is Monday, 3:30 to 5. And we'll be helping you out virtually. So don't worry if you live too far or you're not available on campus. We're still here to help you out. Also, even if it's not office hours, we're always, like, our DMs are open for you guys. Just text us anytime and we'll respond to you whenever we get time, right? All right, so your benefits of earning your points, right? The person to get the highest points will get a special Android and GDSC merch.
This is an example of one of the things.
Yeah. Yes. So that's that's for the highest scoring. And the top 3 people will be getting GDSC merch as well. But we do have something for each and every person here, whoever will be attending our developer community meetings. And yeah, to end up with some points at all, you will get DSC or mobile community stickers, which you just saw.
Well,
We could.
those people didn't see it.
Yeah, the people who already have might not get another one. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
No, don't do that to my face.
I'm sorry, Maikinson. And Musa. Oh, yeah. You too. I forgot about you, Buster. Huh.
Represent.
But we might have new merch this semester. You never know. So please do attend our meetings, get your points, and earn our merch while you learn and have stuff on your resume, you know. It's a win-win situation. Alrighty. Oh, my God.
Oh.
Alrighty.
You get a little confused.
Okay.
Or-
So Solution Challenge Incubator. Let me tell you a little more about it. So how is the incubator going to work, right? We'll be working in teams of 4 or less. Depends on all you guys, like whoever you guys want to work with. It could be a person outside of this community. It's fine. It's completely fine. As long as you have your person to work with. We will be having a team matching thing where you guys can meet up with each other and plan out who want to work with whom, right? And then you'll be building an application which follows the Google Solution rubric and guideline, which I will be breaking down to points so you can get points for our community. And then bi-weekly, a phase of application, which wouldn't be a huge chunk, but still a good amount of, rubric will be due. And if you do not, if whatever you have, if it's an incomplete and you want to still submit it, please do. You will receive points for it. And if you don't, you'll get like 0 points for that week, basically. Even I emphasize on it a lot, and I will emphasize on it again. Even if it's not working, submit your stuff. We're here to help you guys out. Just whatever you have, just submit. Like, have confidence in whatever you have worked with. Like, we like to see your progress. Even if it's an incomplete project, it's an incomplete application, function, whatever, just submit. It's fine. We're not here to judge you guys. All right, so at the end of the meeting, there will be an opportunity to meet your potential partners for the challenge. We will be doing it at the very end of the meeting. Like, we'll give 10 minutes and we'll switch around people to meet up and talk to each other to see and like exchange your contacts and whatnot, to work together and everything.
Because that's one of the main things here. We, it's also, we like, part of this community is us teaching y'all how, mobile development and Android development. But the main part of it is y'all. the community, you know, you all getting involved and creating your own projects, because at the end of the day, that's something you could put on your resume, and something, you know, you can get a 16-figure salary. That is where the true figures come from. You creating your own projects and then you showing it off to, you know, a recruiter. Like, yeah, I made this, you know. Yeah, I participated in a solution challenge. Like, you know, like, it's super invaluable. Or valuable.
Real quick, any questions? Anyone so far? I know that was a lot of content, yes.
So with the points, you said that you would take, I think, 5 points per meeting. Do you have to like sign in or?
Yeah.
You gotta sign in. We'll show that at the end.
Yeah. We do have a sign-in at the very end because it was the first meeting. Usually we have it in the beginning and at the end. Hello, guys. Welcome. At the very end as well. But this, because it's the first community meeting, we will have the attendance at the end. You will receive your 5 points. Cool. Any questions so far? Cool. Yes, Michelson.
When are the office hours are they gonna start next week or?
Yes, next week, Mondays, 3:30 to 5 p.m. at PT6 Advising Room, and we'll be virtual as well. All right. So, okay, so, yeah.
Yeah, if you all want to sign up, you know, this is the link. We'll share this again later when you all have met some other individuals. But if you already have something in mind, you know, this is the link. Is go to fiu.edu/incubator sign up, or you can take a picture and then come back to it later. The due date to sign up for our project will be next Monday, which is February 7th at 11:59 p.m. Yeah. Cool. So. Yeah. I swear, I have competition now. You know, it likes you too much. Okay, so yeah. So here we are with our next segment of our presentation, Intro to Kotlin. So what exactly is Kotlin? So y'all, you know, we've been working with Java, you know, or at least for those of you who were here last semester, we were working with Java. Java is what's normally taught at FIU, and you know it's a very comfortable language. It's an object-oriented language, and you know where you declare your types and all of that fun stuff. Y'all will be pleased to know that Kotlin is actually very similar to Java. Java works very similarly in the way that it is also object-oriented and is actually based off Java. The only difference really between Kotlin and Java is that Kotlin is a more concise and modern language for using, you know, all sorts of application. It's basically kind of a replacement for Java. Don't tell Oracle that, but it's basically a replacement. And Google officially announced it to be the official language for Android development, because Android is from Google, in 2019. So within the past 3 years, it's become more and more and more the forefront of mobile development application. And there's so many more upcoming implementations of Kotlin, such as there's starting to get like a JavaScript kind of compiler, so you could also do web dev with Kotlin. I'll try that out one day. And there's also something called Kotlin Multi-Platform Mobile, which is KMM, which you could also do cross-platform development with Kotlin. So you could create iOS and Android apps with it. But the downside to that is that you could have a Kotlin shared code, but then you'd have to create UI specifically for the two of them. But the most powerful way, you know, to create an app still is native development, which we'll be showing you all. So yeah, and then so if you all want to test out Kotlin, there is there's this website here. It's it's basically play.kotlinlang.org, and we'll be using that ourselves to show y'all a little bit just about the language, and hopefully y'all will feel comfortable with Kotlin. You know, y'all might be wondering, oh man, I had to learn a new language. I just learned Java and programming 1. Now I have another language to do. Don't worry about it at all. Like I said, it's very similar, and y'all are gonna like it. So yeah, how's this gonna work?
All right. So real fast, because he's going to be using his laptop to test out Kotlin and show you guys Kotlin, I will be showing you the stream from YouTube on here. It will be a little delayed, so please bear with it. And yeah, we'll be joining him from here. Oh my god, no, please. I do not want to hear my voice. Go ahead.
This is giving an issue though. I don't want my computer dying on me mid presentation. Technical difficulties. My laptop's not charging. I have to get a new charger. I accidentally stole this from my employer, and I think they realized, so they made it stop working.
Let me just take the microphone away for a second.
I might need a, because this is also a third-party device.
In case someone from Meta is listening, you know.
I mean, worst case scenario, I'll just sit down on the ground and, it just move. Oh, it moved too. Hi.
Oh wow, it did.
It's actually one.
I didn't
Wow.
notice. Even though it is on their, you know.
All right. Yes.
All right.
We Gucci gang. All right. So let's go into it. So yes. So this is the website, which I will send in the mobile chat as well for those of you that want to follow along and test it out yourselves. So let's dive into it a little bit here. Yeah, so here, do you all see my screen? Oh, well, I guess in a second.
I'm just
Following along? Okay. Okay, cool. It's caught up. So here we have, yeah, so this is from the, oh, yes. go ahead.
so basically vowel place ends.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Vowel place ends. Vowel place ends.
Vowel place?
Yeah, ends.
Yes, I think so. Yes.
And the separate line though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's separate. Yeah, so, yeah, exactly. So, okay, so here we have our main function. So y'all might wonder, like, what exactly is this, right? How does this relate to Java? This, surprisingly enough, is actually how you make a main function in Kotlin, right? It's kind of fire, because if you see from before, this is how you would make it in Java. You do the whole, you have to declare, oh, not screaming public, but public, static, you have to declare all of this. Void, main, string, args.
Oh.
And then you would have to do all of that in Java. But in Kotlin, it's a lot more simple than that in the way on how you declare functions. So yeah, it's literally fun for just, I mean, you could also declare, there's like, this is how you make this. But I'll go more into functions in a little bit. For those of you who are wondering, can I still have private functions and public functions in Kotlin? Yes, you still can. But not 100% necessary, which is really, really nice. Yeah, but anyway, let's just leave that for now. So you already see some boilerplate code here, which is cool, but I'm not going to use that really. We're just gonna Azar's section. Okay, so for those of you who are wondering, okay, so first of all, commenting, which is super important in programming because, yeah, you want to be able to organize code for yourself and be able to section off code where need be. Commenting off code is the exact same as it is in Java. It's still //, whatever you want to write, if it's a one line. Or if you want to do multi-line, it should be the same as Java was before, which is like that. And yeah, so whatever you write within this line will all be commented out. So it's the exact same as Java so far.
Yeah, so we have a delay and we have a
Oh my God. Thanks. Let me know. But if you all want to sign up, I mean, yeah. This is that's like to sign up. Let me hide that. Thank you, I appreciate that. Oh, and also you'll be seeing me as well. Do you all want to see me twice? Yes. More of me. Yeah. Done. Okay. Yeah. Cool. So. Okay. So we went through commenting. The next basic part, in programming, is being able to hold data. How do we hold data in any programming language? We use variables, right? So there are two ways to create variables in Kotlin. As you see here, we have something called val here, right? So they create, the people before us, they created this here, val numbers equals list of this stuff. What does that exactly mean? All this is saying, when you have a val, that's short for value, of course. And when you have a val, that actually means that is a value that cannot be changed, right? That you can't ever change it. What happened?
Is it constant?
It's a constant, exactly. It's exactly the same as a constant in Java or in
Or in C or plus?
yeah, or final.
Plus.
Yeah, or final as it is known in Java. It's the exact same. And this can be very convenient sometimes when you don't want necessarily a specific value to necessarily change. And most of the time actually, unless you have a value that needs to be changed constantly, typically you want to make your variables actually static, or like in a way that that it doesn't change. Because a really nice thing about Kotlin as well is that it has several like functions and capabilities that allow for it to be that make it a really nice functional programming language. And the basis of functional programming, maybe I'm getting a little ahead of myself here, but the basis of that is that you don't change variables, essentially. You don't mutate your variables. So Kotlin is in the same way. You try not to change your variables. But of course, it's like Java in a sense. You could of course change variables to what you want if you have a var in front of it. That is the other type. There's val for a value, var for variable. If something is variable, that means it's going to change. You might also notice here that, hey, this created something called numbers. But what is numbers? Well, a really nice thing, one of the coolest things about Kotlin is that it has type inferencing implemented into it. So type inferencing means you don't have to explicitly say what that variable is going to be. So based on whatever it was assigned, so this thing here, this is a list. This is essentially a way on how you could create a list. This is basically saying, okay, val numbers, it doesn't know what it's going to be until this point at the end. This is giving it a list. So therefore, that knows that it will be a list, definitely. So and if you try to change that later on, well, first of all, if it's a var, right, right? First of all, if you want to change that in the first place, you won't be able to because it was a val, right? Assume you had a var. If you want to change that, you will have to change it into some other kind of list. You can't just change that back into a number. You can't change that back into a Boolean. It originally started off as a list. So you have to change it back into a list if you want to change it. So that's why it's very, very similar to Java. If you create an integer variable, say like int help me, right, equals 0. If you try to, like int or help me equals false, Java will start screaming at you basically, and it will do the same in Kotlin. So try not to do that. Yes.
Would it allow you to use casting if it's a variable?
If it's it's similar to how Java would work with casting. Yeah. So basically the same rules with casting and everything and mathematics and everything are the same. Yeah. That's a really good question. Yeah. So essentially, so what I mean by typecasting as well. So if you have var, 1 equals 1. Yeah, so this had basically assumed that this was going to be 1, so that it basically knows now that, hey, okay, this will be an int variable. But if you're working in Android Studio, right, sometimes it might be kind of complex of what the type is going to be assigned to. So what you can do is that you can, if you want to, you can tell the variable what it's going to be as well instead of having it inference it in itself. What do I mean by that? You could basically do like var 1. Well, not 1 because I already created that. Var 2. If you want to make that an integer, you could do that. Just like that. So that's basically telling you off the bat, like, hey, this is for sure going to be an integer. And you declare the type, you say the type by doing that, essentially. And everything else that you, if you want like a Boolean, you know, like equals false, you know, truth. I spelled truth wrong. Don't hate on me, or true. You know, turf. Oh, I forget it's also, you know, lag. So yeah. There you see, I spelled it wrong. You know, I'll be a little confused. Like, he's fine. No, I'm not. What? You've been missing out on the Kotlin session. You're a freshman. It's okay. This is your programming one. Welcome. Yes. For those watching the stream, our lovely vice president just walked in. Forgive him, you know, for being late. Yeah. So that's like basics of that. So that's like variables, and then you know, and also if you all want to see, you know, some, you know, the Kotlin website in and itself has really good documentation as well. So if you all ever want to look up anything related to Kotlin, like, you know, for instance, like variable types in Kotlin or anything like that, you can go into kotlinlang.org and it'll tell you everything. And these are the different types that you'll have. Yeah, so they have like byte, short, int, long. Typically, I just use an int. I try not to go crazy. But sometimes you will need a long if you're working with very large numbers. So that's probably the only other one I would really use, to be quite honest. I mean, of course, double too. Double is basically a decimal number as well, which is the same as a double in Java. So very, very familiar territory we have here.
Doubles. Very kind of double.
Doubles, yeah. Exactly. Let's see what else. Number representation. Yeah, that's all fine. Okay. Something else that's important here is, so similar to how we have in Java. Kotlin supports like basic mathematical functions, like I had mentioned before, such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and modulus. Where if you're all not familiar with modulus, it's essentially the way if you take two numbers and you have a modulus inside the middle, then you'll get the remainder of it in the end. So like 10 divided by 3 is 3, right?
Yeah.
And then 10 modulus 3.
It's 1.
It's 1. I love you guys. Yes, that's correct. And then that's pretty much for the most part. Oh, Booleans. There's actually something really cool about Booleans. I want to show you all. But you probably already, I don't know, did it already have it already? No. Okay. So, So related to Boolean statements, we also have conditional statements as well. We have, the same if statements, else statements, and so on and so forth. So if you all want to, let's say we have a variable, Azar loves Python, right? And that is definitely false. I don't know. I heard there was a conspiracy going on that I love Python. For everyone's information, just to clear it out, I only used it once in high school. Okay, that was it. That was it. But I guess it's just one time too many. But I was forced to use it. Right. So we have I'm creating that variable over there, and then if we want to test whether that is true, we could do if Azar loves Python equals true. Then, okay, println. Oh, that's also another really, so many cool things just keep popping up. In Java we have system.out.println. It's such a long statement to, just print out one thing. That's one thing the Pythonistas do have, unfortunately, over us. They just do print. They just do print. But we're getting a little closer with Kotlin because, we have println, which allows for you to print on a whole new line. So, which is,
Nice.
help me, this is definitely false, right? So, you know, we could do the println in there. Else, printf, there is a form of it, I believe. You could do, yeah, you could do some kind of like formatting. If I believe. I'm sorry?
I know we had print, printf, and println.
Yeah.
And printf allows for the formatting. Okay, we still have it.
Yeah. Actually, I gotta. I don't wanna mislead anyone. Kotlin. Okay, there's no. Okay, printf is actually not something in Kotlin. Yeah, but yeah, let's see. You have all of this and that, but you actually have something even better in Kotlin though, which I will show you all, which is actually is pretty cool. So you know, if Azar loves Python, print this is definitely false. Else println this is correct, and
I would say there's like Plex and I say right Plex and Kotlin.
I'm sorry.
Plex basically just print this whole statement with plus you have n line.
Print statements.
Yeah, basically Plex is just a print statement and see that you just put the statement there and just end the line for you and just on your merry way. I think that's print line, right? Which means just end the line, right?
Yeah, exactly. So there is the same thing as how you have system that's perfectly correct what Alec was saying. So in Java, there is system.out.println, which allows for you to print, you print out your variable, and then for the next thing that's printed, it will jump to a new line. There's also system.out.print in Java, which allows for you, when you print out one thing, the next thing will be concatenated to that same line. In Kotlin, there is the exact same thing with println and print. So we actually do exactly a print too in Kotlin too. So we're even.
So that's why you like it.
Yeah.
'Cause it's similar to Python.
No. It's the other way around. No. It's the other way around. Let's be very clear about this chat. We're very clear. That's up for debate.
I think I find Python more easier than Kotlin, more easier than Java, but I haven't do overloading in Python, so.
There's also the distinct lack of
I mean, depends from person to
That,
person.
I'm glad you mentioned that. Yes.
It's pretty similar to Python.
I think it's the other way around. I mean.
All the Pythonists can leave. Oh, cool.
What Python needs is overloading,
kidding, I'm kidding.
overwriting, and comparative and is equal. That's what Python needs.
If you learn Kotlin, there's like a lot of tricks and tips which are not in Python.
Yeah. Like, do you all?
Stick with us, you will love Kotlin way better.
newer, which Python's older, which means it sucks.
You know what? You can't do Android development with Python.
Yeah, but
You can?
You can't.
Oh, wow.
You can, no, you can't. You can't. Yeah, don't let him trick you. You can't.
Python is older than Java, but
What is it, Java?
See, Python is an outdated language. It's old.
and Java.
Python.
Yes.
Python is trash. You understand it?
That'd be like, you'll be on the loading screen for like 10 minutes. They don't got that over us.
I'm gonna write in C. Screw that.
Exactly.
I'm
Okay.
doing that right now.
C-sharp?
I'm doing that right now. I'm learning C.
C-sharp for Android. I mean, for C++.
Exactly.
I'm learning C and C++ right now.
Yeah. If only, right? Okay. The quorum, everyone. Okay. Okay. So we had that if-else statement, right? But something really cool in Kotlin as well is if which we actually weren't able to do in Java before, we could actually make that a one-liner. Yes, I said it. We can make it a one-liner. If we wanted to say, right, we have var, Azar loves Python equals false, obviously, right? Then if we want to store another variable, or if we want to, print out something, we could do this actually in one line. So if I remember correctly, we could do like Clem loves Python equals at least it's based off whether I love Python or not, right? So we could actually do if Azar, right? Azar loves Python equals false. I think we could just do, yeah, literally you could just do this on the same line, I believe. Or no, not println. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this is something else. Yes. False. It's something like this.
Yeah, the ternary operator.
Yeah, exactly. This actually replaces ternary.
Ah, okay. I get you. It's more elegant. It's like more legible.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen those like nested together? It's like a mess.
Literally. This is nasty, bro.
I've done like 3 ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are pretty cool, but then I can't read them after the first time. Like, I don't know what I wrote.
That one person on LinkedIn. Simple solution.
One-liner. You know, that's how I've been able to do one-liner in Java. Ternary statements. Simple.
Let me, okay. I don't want to get this wrong, so I'm just quickly looking this. No shame. This is what? Return if. Yeah, okay, it's something like this. So you have the if statement, and then, okay, I was right, actually. Huh, who would have thought?
The post is asking if they can edit.
If they can edit? What do you mean?
The guy who responds to the post does the same syntax though.
True. Exactly. So yeah, so actually if you wanted to do, print clem loves Python. So if we run this, this should return something. Oh no, wait, this is wrong. Well, whoops. Well, you didn't catch me, you caught him. Let me just false that and out and true that. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, but basically that's how you could do, So there's some cool things. If we also wanted to write that Clem specifically, not me, will like Python, then we actually have something that we could do. Typically in Java, right? If you want to include like a variable and string text, right, to concatenate it into one thing, right? Like, I don't know, like Azar has 5 apples. You would have to do in quotations Azar has, and then end the quotations, then plus, then the actual variable, and then plus, and then quotations apples, right? You would have to do all that. But it's a lot simpler than that in Python. You can actually include everything in one single quotations. In Kotlin, obviously. Right? Of course I said that. So we could actually do this. Yeah. So we could do clem, right? And the actual value that we, the actual variable value, if we put a $sign in front of it, that should print the actual value of it. Yes, and as it does, just like that.
Are there exceptions?
Exceptions to what exactly?
Like, exceptions as in like you can't make exceptions like in Java?
Yes, exactly. You could do the same. I won't get that too much into here because this is just like overview, but you can do, you could do exceptions as well, as same as you would do in Java, just a little bit of different syntax. Kotlin. But yeah, definitely you could do that. This specifically, what I'm showing you all right now, is going to be super helpful when you need to print out like responses from an API or just anything you have like variables. You could just easily just do, like You don't have to do like a whole plus thing, whatever. Make it super, super long string. It doesn't need to be. You could just do it all in one string. So super convenient. Yeah, and then one quick thing before and this very, very, very overview of Kotlin is I want to show you all how to make functions. So like I had said before, if you all want to make a function, in Java you would have to do public, static, like, I don't know, Herm is cool. You would have to, hi, hello, right? You would have to write out a whole bunch of stuff, right? Like, the whole public, whether if it's public or not, and the whole static and everything like that, which you don't necessarily need to do in Java or Kotlin. I keep mixing up the languages. If you want to just make a general function that's like going to be public and everything, you could just do fun, right? Alejandro is amazing. You could do it just like that. Yeah, you should be able to do it the same, just like that. And if you want to declare that, okay, if you want to declare your variable, you'll have to do it. It won't type inference for you because you're declaring this method, right? So you'll have to do something like hello integer. And then return, hi, yeah, so okay. So similar to Java, this part is just like the input in here, and if you want to return something, well, you will have to declare that as well. So that should just be like integer return 5. And then if we just go on here and just print out whatever that Alejandro's amazing function is, Alejandro in our main function, of course, we could do, or println or Alejandro is amazing. And because I was supposed to pass in a variable. Whoops. Whoops. Y'all did not see that.
We saw that delayed.
Delayed. Oh no. Oh dear. Why? Alejandro is amazing. 100. Must have a body. Top level decoration. Kind of confusing. I think maybe it's just the way, or maybe the fact that this is just not in an actual class or something. Might be the way. Yeah. Oh, someone was gonna say something? Okay. No, it doesn't need a dollar sign. No. If it's being paired with some other like quotations, then you put the dollar sign. Kind of strange.
Maybe it's just the editor, possibly.
Yeah, maybe. It's kind of strange. But yeah, that should work. But yeah. So okay, so that's like very, very basic about functions. And then, yeah, and essentially, like kind of another main thing, if you want to create a list, this is how you could do it in Kotlin as well, or at least like a static list. If you want to create, well, this is supposed to be val, not to get confusing. If you all want to create a list that you can, because this list, it's a val. And does anyone remember what exactly val means when we're working? Final, exactly. Final, immutable. Yes, ooh, beautiful, yes. Our professor Race would love you right now. Yes, for functional programming. But yeah, so if you want to create a list that you can edit, you could create a list equals load. you could create a mutable list of, you know, integer like this. So if you want to create a mutable list, so which basically allows you to edit things inside the list, you do it like that. This essentially. That's a little bit of like of a small little introduction for now. We'll get more into the proper use of Kotlin in Android Studio when we start up that next week. But does anyone have any questions that I can address? Even if it's something as blasphemous as Python or something, that's all cool.
How you do array? Is that array? It's list of an array.
What happened?
It's list of an array.
List of, yes, essentially. That's a list is array column. This is basically like if you're creating an array in Java, and this is essentially you're creating an array list in Java.
Yeah. So like, I was like, basically similar to how you create an array list in Java, but similar to how you create an array in Java.
Yes, it's very similar. Yeah, it's the same. It's basically the same thing.
So with functions, are you losing that aspect of Java where you can have private?
You can. Well, here I just put fun, which just assumes it's going to be public. But you can, if you would like, call that. You could include the type that it is in front of it. So if you wanted a private function, you could do that. And if you want it to be static, you can do that as well. Private static fun. You have all the same stuff as you had in Java and Kotlin as well. Nothing went away. You just added more features, essentially.
And it's just like easier to develop.
It's easier to develop, it's faster, and it's cleaner as well, as y'all can see. I mean, even just with small things as the main function and system.out.println and things like that, you can all imagine that you would have thousands of lines in a Java, file for Android Studio, right? In Kotlin, that is, it might be the same thousands, but it's less in this sense, horizontally, right, than vertically. So yeah, that's a good question. Anyone else have any other questions? If not, then I will.
Yeah.
I have one more question.
Yes, of course.
It's about overloading and overriding. Can you do those? Overloading, overriding?
Overloading and overwriting functions.
That's complex, Alex.
You know what?
I want to compare two functions at the same time, and then we'll see where to make it.
Yeah. So you could. So that's. Dependency. That's another. That's not even this community. That's that's the industry, bro. That's like, or actually some. Actually, like. One last question.
That's my last question.
No, you're good. Okay. So the same thing or a different question?
Overriding. That's my last question.
I got you. You know what? I'll try. So from what I remember, overloading is. Wow. Okay. This is. It's been a while since I've done a Java workshop, so and this is to show y'all, this is kind of putting me on blast. But if y'all don't remember something, a wonderful place to go to if you don't remember something. It's Google. Let's do it. Jeez. Yeah, this is the true secret. You'll be more surprised in working in industry how much you'll actually be Googling and how much you'll actually be referring to online.
Just make sure not to Google the print statements.
I mean, sometimes you need it.
When you're starting out, though.
No. Starting out, you should know it. That's what will leads.
Congratulations, you're on a job. That's what it is, man. I know.
Yeah, you already know. Okay, so for those of you that haven't taken Programming 2 as yet, or it's been a while since taken Programming 2, very quickly, overloading is when you have two methods of the same class. Okay, they have the same name but different parameters. Okay, so say we have Clem loves Java and it inputs in an integer value, and then you have the same Clem loves Java inputs a Boolean value. That's overloading, and then overwriting is when you have, okay, that's like, yeah, I wouldn't be able to do overwriting because I would need like a parent function and like that
Well, I mean,
our abstract.
example is like,
Inheritance.
let's say you have
That's it.
like,
Yeah.
like every class in Java like inherits from object class, right? So you remember you've probably done this even if you take a programming one. Like they ask you to write toString, so and then you have to add that little override on top because you're overriding the object class is toString.
Yeah.
And then writing your own toString method. Yeah.
Basically add an annotation so that when it goes to write, when it goes to compile it, it knows to make sure that it's overwriting it correctly. Or
Yeah.
it'll throw an error, because if not, if you actually compile the program and then it catches an error while people are using the app, then it's going to be harder to debug. So that's why you put that.
True. That's really good. Wow. Wow.
It's like a decorator.
Open a link list is like, I had to override, I had to do override for toString because I was using toString on my link lists. So when you do it, I just add override so I can override the function so in order to actually, print the list out.
Yeah, you'll write through.
Oh.
You print it.
Yeah. Because like if you don't override it, that's why you
It's gonna pop up.
press and
Y'all didn't see that? Whatever that is. It takes some time. Okay. So yeah, now we're getting into the next part, which is tour of Android Studio, and that's a wonderful way to start it off. Yeah. Yeah, I should probably.
Look at the door or something.
Yeah, everyone for 15 seconds, there's something happening right outside. happening there. I could have warned everyone. But yeah, so what that was, for those of you who are completely confused, there's plugins on Android Studio. And you could download, and one of them is anime memes. Yeah, so like whenever your computer goes idle for like literally maybe like 30 seconds or a minute, it'll pop up. So yeah. Sometimes it comes with sound too. Sometimes that's not a good thing. But yeah. Oh my God! Imagine you're in Whitaker's Android class and that just happens. Oh yeah, that's why you're better off here. You can have all of the plugins you want. Okay. Yes. Okay. So yes. So now is the next part of it. So we have Kotlin, but then how exactly will we be using Kotlin to develop Android applications? Well, let me introduce to y'all the beautiful Android Studio. Android Studio is your haven to creating Android applications in a sense. It's even used to download emulators for those of you doing cross-platform development, such as in Flutter, Xamarin, my personal favorite, and React Native, right? So it's a very powerful tool or editor that you can use to create applications. So I'm just going to quickly show you all how this all works. Yes, you have a question?
Your favorite?
My favorite part.
Platform?
Yeah. Not a fan?
Flutter.
You're a Flutter?
Wait, so Flutter's cross-platform?
Flutter? Yeah. I mean, Xamarin's just been around longer.
That is true.
Really long.
But Flutter is
Wait.
clean.
Yeah.
Real quick, before we have a tour of Android Studio, is anyone here not familiar with Android Studio?
Yes. Is this anyone's first time? Okay. Beautiful.
Or
I actually,
10 years.
of course, actually, I do have a good link for you, for the two of you. For those of you, if you all want to download Android Studio, I'll put this in the chat as well. This is a link that you can use to download. Oh, thank you for the Pog emoji. Appreciate the tier 3 subs for that. Let's see. All right, I'll Pog that myself. Okay, cool. So yeah, very quickly. So this is what we have here. We have Android Studio. Like in 2 minutes, we'll have it. There we go. So yeah, so this is our main screen. As you can see in the middle, this is where we develop our applications. We write in Kotlin code. And on the left here, we see we have a few different buttons: project, commit, pull request, resource manager. The only two you would kind of have to worry about is project and resource manager. If you have your GitHub connected to your Android Studio, then you have the commit feature and the pull request feature. But mainly, you will just be using project, which allows for you to navigate within Android Studio, to navigate between different files. And every app has what is the app folder, which is where all of the content is basically stored, with the exception of Gradle Scripts. Gradle Scripts are basically just where you put your dependencies. That's where you put like imports and, no, well, not imports, just like, I don't know, if you're using, I don't know, Material UI, you would want to put that implementation in the Gradle Scripts so that you can, you can actually use it, which I'll show. Let's see if I have any. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh, Clement was talking about, let's see, what was it you were talking about? Like, do we have a question? I have too many tabs on my Mac, sir. I don't. I mean, each tab adds also a figure, so I don't know what to tell him. If he wants more, more money, I know he was saying he needs to get a job. Maybe she needs some more tabs. I don't know. Kind of a bold statement, but yeah. So these are actually what you're seeing here. These are actually different libraries I'm implementing. Like Coil, for instance, is how you can implement images into your Android application. Coroutines is something super cool by Kotlin as well that allows for you to do asynchronous code as well. Let's see, Dagger Hilt is how you do dependency injection in Android Studio. I was trying to remember the name. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Yeah, so Dagger Hilt, yeah, so that's something there. And yeah, these are things that don't come with the app automatically. These are things you would put in yourself, which is a good thing because if you had all of these things come beforehand, your app might be really slow if it doesn't need to be. So it's, yeah. Anyway, so that's what Gradle Scripts are. You have like a few different files that are kind of important. One is Android Manifest, which is just basically, if you're all web developers, it's kind of like your index.html. Like it tells you, like, I guess, like the name of like the application, and then essentially tells you where the app will start from, because when you start an app, you always have a starting page. This defines that. And a few other things you could always put, like if you want to use internet, you actually have to specifically tell the app to use internet. Otherwise, it won't know how to connect to internet. You have to be very deliberate when you are using, when you're making things happen in Android Studio. So this is just a sample app that I was working on from a very popular YouTuber, Android YouTuber. I really recommend him. His name is Philip Lackner. And yeah, he's really good. So we have a few different files here. I was working on his tutorial for making a Pokédex app. So it's pretty cool. This is actually how that app looks for those who are interested. It'll come up in a second. Painstaking, but yeah, that's like kind of how it was looking when I was doing it. Yeah, and that's all fully made with the very new way of doing, UI. My brain, Jetpack Compose, which you actually introduced me to. Thank you for that. Big props to Clem. But yeah, so, and anyway, that's, so that's that. Okay. So yeah, very quickly, the main points of your application, which I don't know why this is red. Actually, yeah, I don't like that being red. Let's just create a new project. So because that's the main starting point, and then we'll end up around there. So what we're gonna do is we're going to create a new project, right? So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to probably just close this actually. I'm gonna quit Android Studio. Just give me a second. Okay. That'll take a second, and I'll show you all how to quickly make an application, and then we'll be done with like the tutorial stuff for now, and we'll be much more in the coming weeks. And actually, there will be, there'll be an opportunity for you all to mingle and meet potential partners. So yeah, so that's done there.
For the Solution Challenge project.
Yeah.
For
our
I
incubator.
saw the worried face.
What happened?
I saw the worried face when you said partners.
Like
Oh.
mingle.
Oh no, this could be an opportunity for speed dating. I mean, yeah, shoot. I mean, we have lovely people here. You all look amazing. I mean, yeah, let the love of Java and Kotlin just guide you, I mean, worked for me. Let's see. I'm just playing. I get very silly sometimes. I apologize. Okay, yeah. Thank you for accepting me. Okay. So we're just gonna do it. We're just gonna create a new project. So you can go into a file here on the top and do File, New Project. You'll see that there's a bunch of ways that you could make a project. Typically, when you were doing Android before, you would choose an empty activity. But actually, for our purposes, for this semester, we'll be using something that is called Jetpack Compose. And Jetpack Compose is essentially a declarative way of creating UI, which is different because before doing Android applications, which I could show you, we would have this file that you would have to work with, which is called the XML file. And what is XML? XML is, to me personally, a kind of a painful way to do UI. It's essentially, let's see, yeah. Did a new one pop up? I didn't even notice. I'm so used to it. You know, you would have to use something called XML files, which is essentially a drag and drop system for you to create UI. Which, oh my God, why another one? You'll see it. Yeah, that's taking some time to load. But oh, actually, I have one here open. So it's essentially, yeah, like a drag and drop system that you would have to use, and sometimes the interface is not super nice, and it takes a while to just make the apps that you want. So this semester, they, you know, recently, like within the past year, they created a new way of creating UI, which is Jetpack Compose, which, like I said, is a declarative way, and it makes it, you know, you just write some code, and it makes it super simple to write, you know, to show you, you know, to make UI, like similar to, there's a way on how you could do it in iOS now, and there's a way, you know, very similar to Flutter, all of these different apps. Now Android is catching up, and it has its own way of creating UI. So that's it, and it makes it, you know, it's Kotlin code. So it's essentially very, very simple to connect your business logic with your UI, which is very convenient. And it's actually cool now. You will be able to see here that let me see Pokemon on the screen. They have a way now, like in the same place too, that you could actually see like an example of your code or your UI running at once as well, which would normally pop up there if you had something ready from beforehand. But yeah, so they would have something there, and then you could see it super simple, which is similar to hot reload in Flutter, which is just essentially being able to see your application running instantly as you are developing it. So very, very convenient. Yeah, so these are some, you know, like, yeah, so what I mentioned before, those are XML, and then there's Kotlin. There's all of these different files here. Really, the main one you have to worry about for now is like the main activity, which is basically like your main function that you work with, and that's basically the starting point of your application. And something important for those of you that are looking to to get started with Android development, something that you will need if you don't have your own Android phone is an Android emulator. And this is very important because it allows for you to simulate the actual way on how a mobile phone works, and which you'll need to, you know, for developing a mobile application, which is, yeah, different than web because you could just pull up a website, it's web, all right, but it's different from mobile. And if you want to get started with that, there's like tutorials online, but essentially that's related to what you have with the AVD manager. And if you ever, your app, your phone stops working or anything, this is the place that you would navigate to. And if you want to run your application, you would press the Run App button, and you would have, and then your app can pop up, similar to something that will pop up here, like if you press the Run button from before, then yeah, some app will come up which you can build upon further. Yeah, so that's. I hope that was somewhat of an introduction for everyone. Does anyone have any questions about Android Studio? Will, you look like you had a question.
Well, I'll just say that if you use the virtual, the emulator, make sure you close it out or it
Yes.
destroy your battery in like 2 minutes.
Yeah. See that's my problem. I forgot to do that. Look, I'm on 8%.
Your laptop sound like a jetpack.
Literally, that's more than Jetpack Compose. Your laptop becomes a jetpack.
Are you looking at me?
Yes. You had a question? You were saying
It eats
something?
your RAM.
You need,
Oh, yeah.
it does eat your RAM. Yeah, that's the inconvenient thing, you know. That
I
you.
am looking.
That's right.
I don't know.
Oh my God. Yeah. With the emulator,
Yeah.
it's just it's just, and then sometimes your laptop just starts like just like, like okay, cool. But that's a really good tip. Thank you.
Any questions? Now, real quick, remind you guys about the office hours. We do have office hours every Mondays from 3:30 to 5 p.m. at PG6 advising rooms. We will be posting about it on Discord basically every week. We'll be starting from next week onwards. And for office hours, it's basically any concerns you have, any problems, you need to learn anything about Kotlin, or you have any issues with your project, you can come to us and we'll help you guys out and debug your code, right? Furthermore, for people who just came, I just want to inform you guys, we do have this entire developer community based on our project. So we want you guys to work on Google Solution Challenge project and project for us as well together. And we will be giving you points on it. So project will consist of 70 points in total, and your attendance to our developer community meetings would consist of 30 points, yes. And the office hours is a bonus point. So whoever gets higher the points you have, if you're the top 3, you will get Android and GDSC merch. So yes, that was a quick reminder. So we will be starting to put you guys in groups so you guys can meet up and mingle and see if you guys are like-minded and want to work in a project together. Right?
Yeah. So just
Right.
give us a quick second as we set it up. Thank you.
Thank you.
We love you all. Thank you. Yes.
Do we have the attendance here?
Attendance? No. We probably need to pull that up. Oh, actually, I can do that. You go onto YouTube.
I can just put it from this one.
No.
All right. Yeah. Guys, you can take the attendance
Yeah. So
when
go-
you.
Yes.
I just did. Okay.
Oh, you have it there. Oh, okay.
Yeah. From the old workshop.
It works enough.
Yeah. All right. So anyone who's virtual, you guys can start talking in the chat and see if you guys want to work with each other, and I don't know, talk about the project and see like what you guys want to work on. You can pull up the Google Solution Challenge theme if you like, or just like have conversation with each other and see if you want to switch out contexts, like where you would want to meet or like talking, and yeah, just mingle. All right. Should we stop the stream?
Well, you just told them to mingle.
Oh yeah, no. I forgot.
Now you kill the cat.
While they're saying, "Oh hi," okay.
Hi. Yeah, the stream just ended.
Thanks for the lecture.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for coming.
Bye, Alejandro.
It was good seeing
It
you.
was so nice seeing you too.
Yes. Just give us a quick second, everyone. Just put that down. So are we doing just put everyone under. No, why not? Let's just do it.
Alright. Thank you for coming.
Chicken.
Thank you. Alright.
Herm is a punctual guy who's got a class.
So,
I said you're a punctual guy.
before we begin, who is gonna stay here? Who can stay here for like 5-10 more minutes for just to meet up with people for projects? Or if you already have a group, that's fine as well.
I'm gonna leave because I'm about to go somewhere else.
Alrighty.
But
So, everyone's leaving.
No. Just some people stay.
Go for it.
Water works out right now.
I know, I've been seeing it, bro. I've been seeing you grinding Flutter.
Yeah, you're leaving. Huh?
You're like switching between like
Oh no, I'm gonna ask Bubby if he
full
wants
load
to.
Yeah.
React
But I
like
wanted to say that.
microservices
Huh?
I want to.
and then Flutter.
We will.
I think that's the
something else.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
Okay,
It's like,
alright.
yeah, you could even go
Yeah,
back
actually,
and
for my
forth
business.
between it.
just 5-10 minutes.
Because she can.
Because I can.
Literally, because she can.
Like what? I just today I felt like my eyes were
My name? Paulina. What?
nice, alright.
I just thought for some reason my eyes were small.
Today.
Today.
Only today.
Only
Tomorrow,
today.
you know, might be different.
It depends from day to day. I'm not used to myself completely. Huh? I'm not used to by myself like completely. There are days when I feel like my eyes are small.
Gotta fix it with eye today.
Okay.
Oh my god. Do we have a note? Or just give it to me?
No, you give it one.
Alrighty,
I mean, we can just split off like two groups. Yeah, I'm just doing these. Let's do that at this point.
I think I did something similar.
Alrighty. Mike and Sam, you're staying over, right? For 5-10 more minutes?
Something that was in Java.
I don't think you're not taking part. Not taking part with how we
Yeah, what's it called? So,
last semester we had someone.
yeah, so like after you finish the first. I think I already finished logging in. So then we can actually go into like.
It wasn't a car, right?
Like,
Yeah. You're part of it. You didn't even.
oh, actually, I
There was someone that did this.
Just come, please.
Split off everyone until I have one side every night. Yeah, I'll just do it.
Alright, guys, real quick, whoever is interested, real quick, please, just give me 2 seconds. Whoever's interested in like meeting up with people for project, please sit in that corner and just like have
Yeah.
conversation,
Yeah.
exchange your contacts to see if you want to work in a project together.
Yeah. Everyone.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
exactly. So yeah, So if you all want to make, get involved in the Solution Challenge Incubator, we're gonna have a meetup over here. Those of you can like share your name. I was gonna say what technologies you're interested in, but hopefully it's Android. And and then y'all could, share your major and what is your dream app that you would love to create.
Dreams.
Dreams. Dreams. Hopefully that can be converted into reality. We're all going to be getting over here. I'm going to be joining there too. I had these little name tags I was going to give out before. Yeah, this is for you. No, that's for you. You want this one? No.
I'll check.
You want to swap?
Well, I hope you don't mind me touching your computer.